Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We're only a quarter of the way through 2023, and a lot has already happened at Walt Disney World and the Disneyland Resort in California. From new rides to construction updates, parades, nighttime spectaculars, and other theme park announcements, there is so much to cover. So let's just jump right in and count down the top 10 new rides, changes, and construction updates at the Disney theme parks. Number 10. Let's start the list off with all the ongoing construction projects at the Disneyland Resort, because there are some really exciting attraction enhancements coming later this year. In Adventureland, crews are actively working on the transformation from Tarzan's treehouse to the Adventureland treehouse. It's inspired by the original Swiss Robinson treehouse that opened in 1962. This has been under construction for months now, and I'm honestly surprised it hasn't opened yet. They're definitely taking their time. But you can make out some areas of the treehouse from the concept art. Like this section here appears to be the exterior of Mother's Music Den. Disney has still not announced an opening date, but again, it will be at some point this year. Then over in New Orleans Square, the French Market restaurant had its last operating day on February 16th as they prepare to transform the quick service restaurant into Tiana's Palace. Now this will not be character dining. It will remain as a quick service restaurant, but Disney did say guests may find Tiana in New Orleans Square. Judging by the concept art, it looks like she'll be regularly greeting guests on the balcony, which I think will be really cool. Tiana's Palace is set to open later this year, and it's gonna bring a lot of new energy into New Orleans Square. Now, no closing date has been announced for Splash Mountain yet, but Disney is still saying Tiana's Bayou Adventure is on track to open in 2024. Then over at Disney California Adventure, work on Pacific Wharf's transformation into San Francisco Square is also underway. The biggest changes coming to the area are the addition of the Golden Gate Bridge and a Baymax meet and greet on the south side of the area. Everything else Disney is doing here are just cosmetic changes. With these new enhancements, all the same restaurants should still be offered when San Francisco Square opens this summer, so stay tuned for an exact opening date. Number 9. Disney's 100 Years of Wonder celebration kicked off in January at Disneyland, and this celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. Sleeping Beauty Castle received an elegant makeover with silver and purple accents, and they even added fountains out front. Over on Main Street, you can meet all your favorite Disney pals in their celebration outfits. Then at the Opera House, there's an exhibit showcasing Disney films that became attractions at Disneyland. There's a lot of really cool concept art and models in here. It was also recently announced that Epcot will be hosting the Disney 100 celebration at Walt Disney World. This will begin once the 50th anniversary celebration concludes at the end of March. Disney said Mickey and Minnie will be meeting in their celebration outfits, but aside from that, I don't think there'll be much more offered. This will be another one of the merch and food celebrations. Number 8. With the 100 Years of Wonder celebration at Disneyland, the Magic Happens Parade made its grand return after first premiering almost 3 years ago. Magic Happens is a perfect blend of the old with the new, and it's all tied together with a catchy soundtrack by Todrick Hall. With 2 performances a day, you don't want to miss this parade. Then, a brand new nighttime spectacular called Wondrous Journeys also made its debut, and the show is just perfect. Disneyland finally found their happily ever after type show, and it really pulls at the heartstrings. I love that every single Disney animated film is represented at some point in the show, and the animations are just stunning. There's actual storytelling here. You'll keep noticing new details, plus the Blue Fairy and Baymax fly. Did you ever think you'd see Baymax fly in Disneyland? I didn't. The show also features the most beautiful Disney song mashup with Belle, Hercules, Moana, and Quasimodo. Now on select nights, the show is run without fireworks, but even then, it's still a spectacular show. The score and the visuals really hold their own, unlike other nighttime spectaculars. Mickey's Mixed Magic. The whole creative team should be very proud of Wondrous Journeys. I know you'll love it. Number 7. Disney California Adventure is also celebrating the Disney 100th anniversary, and the big addition here was the brand new nighttime spectacular World of Color 1. The show features a brand new original theme song, and in the spirit of World of Color, it's filled with dazzling water displays. The score of World of Color 1 is fantastic, and it includes a lot of characters from newer Disney and Pixar films like Soul and Encanto. Oh, and there's also Marvel and Star Wars segments. I really loved how they utilized the water screens and fountains as you go into hyperspace. Currently, there are 2 performances a night, and a virtual queue is used for both performances, which opens at noon each day. Overall, World of Color 1 looks great, and it's a perfect way to end your day at the park. Number 6. In terms of construction projects at Walt Disney World, the center of Epcot is still a huge construction site. In this footage from the beginning of March, you can see how most of the support structure for Communicore Hall is up. It still looks like they're a long way from being finished, but the new Festival Center is supposed to be opening in late 2023. We'll see how late it is, but Disney did share this new piece of concept art of the interior of Communicore Hall. I love that Figment has a very prominent statue inside, so I'm still holding on to hope that eventually a complete reimagining of the Imagination Pavilion actually happens. Now, it was previously announced that the Mickey and Friends meet and greet would also be housed inside Communicore Hall. This new piece of concept art shows the entrance will be located on the inner part of World Discovery. Now, Communicore Hall might be moving slow, but Journey of Water inspired by Moana is making great progress. The landscaping looks really lush, and things are shaping up really well here. It honestly doesn't look like they're too far from completion. Disney actually just opened up this pathway to guests, and with the progress they're making on the attraction, I wouldn't be surprised if Journey of Water opens during the summer. Now, when do you think it'll open? Then, over at Magic Kingdom, as soon as Splash Mountain closed back in January, crews went to work right away on starting the transformation into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Construction walls are up around the attraction, while scaffolding can be found all over the exterior. They seem to be making some great progress here too. A huge hole has been cut into the mountain, and on this day, there was some major jackhammering going on at the top of the lift hill. Then in the splashdown tunnel at the bottom, crews were also busy doing work here. Over on the Walt Disney World Railroad, you get a great view of the exterior queue, and it looks like I caught them doing some sort of surveying of the area. Also saw them carrying whatever these are. It was a very active construction site. As the months go on, it'll be interesting to track the progress and see how it all comes together. Now, it was also announced that the water tower would be installed by this summer. Disney's now saying Tiana's Bayou Adventure is set to open in 2024 as opposed to late 2024. So it sounds like they're trying to get this finished as quick as possible. There's also been rumblings about a reimagining of Pecos Bill, but nothing with that restaurant has been confirmed. We'll have to see how it all plays out, but I'm really excited to keep track of this construction project. I think Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be a hit. Number 5. Recently, more character meet and greets have returned to Walt Disney World. This includes Pete's Silly Sideshow and Storybook Circus, as well as Ariel's Grotto and Enchanted Tales with Belle in Fantasyland. Even just going to see the Lumiere animatronic in action is worth the visit. Now, some character sightings are still happening, especially at Hollywood Studios, and I think they bring the park to life in a unique way that traditional character meet and greets don't. Galaxy's Edge has always had roaming characters, and just recently, Disney added Mando and Grogu to the character lineup. I mean, look how cute he is! Then, just in time for Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary, Moana will be meeting on Discovery Island beginning on April 22nd. Then, beginning in late summer at Epcot, Figment will begin to meet guests at the Imagination Pavilion. Now, Disney did say we'll be able to hug Figment, so it sounds like Figzilla will be returning. I'm kinda disappointed they aren't developing some next-gen animatronic character interaction, but then again, I'm not surprised. This is Disney in 2023. Then by fall at Magic Kingdom, get ready to meet Mirabelle from Encanto in Fairy Tale Garden as she replaces Merida from Brave. This is probably going to be one of the most popular meet and greets at the park, and I can't wait for the day that Disney creates a full Encanto attraction. Number 4. Now, Disneyland isn't the only resort with nighttime spectacular news. Over at Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After will be making its grand return, replacing Disney Enchantment beginning on April 3rd. Disney recently had a preview of the show for cast members and media, and aside from the addition of the Main Street projections, it's the exact same show we all know and love. I do gotta say, the Main Street projections look fantastic, and not only does it complement the architecture of the buildings, but it also adds dozens of new characters to the show. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to begin this new chapter of Happily Ever After. Then at Epcot, Harmonious's run is coming to a close, and Epcot Forever will be returning on April 3rd. Like its previous return engagements, this will only be for a limited run until the brand new show debuts later this year. During this period, the infamous barges will also be removed, so that is great news. Now, Disney did release the first piece of concept art for the new show. They said it will feature an original composition as well as familiar Disney tunes, which will all be woven together to remind us that we are more alike than different. Now, it sounds similar to Harmonious, but it solves a problem in that Harmonious didn't have an original theme song that sort of tied the show together. The barges were also a problem too. I wouldn't be surprised if they reused some of the Harmonious score because in terms of music, it wasn't bad. It'll be really interesting to see what Disney does with this new show, taking what they learned from Harmonious. Number 3. Over in Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Roundup Rodeo barbecue restaurant has finally opened to the public. An indoor sit-down restaurant was definitely needed for Toy Story Land, and I think this restaurant will be a hit, especially with families. In terms of theming on the inside, I'm actually quite impressed. I thought it would feel a lot more like a plain square box with cardboard cutouts, but Imagineers did a great job at including physical set pieces, and they added a lot of dimension to the decor. I think theming the ceiling also helps as well. Now, with this being a barbecue restaurant, the menu consists of a good assortment of barbecue food, like ribs, brisket, chicken and sausage, with an assortment of sides. It all looks really tasty. Now, this is a family-style meal, and the fixed pricing is in line with other themed restaurants on property. I haven't eaten here yet, so I can't rate the food, but if you've had a chance to visit, what did you think? Comment below. Number 2. On March 19th, Mickey's Toontown officially reopened, and the cartoon world is more vibrant than ever. In addition to new elements like Centennial Park, everything in the land got a fresh coat of paint and it looks brand new. Toontown is a lot more open now since Disney removed all the original curbs and roads, and it's a perfect place now for the little ones just to be able to run around and play. Goofy's house is now home to Goofy's How-To Play Yard, which incorporates a fun interactive sound garden. Then inside, there's an interactive candy-making contraption with tons of kinetics. Donald's boat is now Donald's Duck Pond, which acts as a splash pad, and Mickey and Minnie's houses are back as walk-through attractions. In terms of rides, Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster is the new name for Gadget's Go Coaster. Not too much changed in terms of theming, but they did add a few new static figures and gave the coaster a fresh coat of paint. Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin also returned, giving us the chance to spin through the alleyways of Toontown with Lenny the Cab, and all the interactive elements outside of the Gag Factory are back as well. And everything actually works. It's like its opening day in 1993. Now the new headliner attraction for the land is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And what a perfect addition to Mickey's Toontown. This ride belongs here. Once you enter the El Capitan Theater, the queue is set up as an exhibition honoring Mickey Mouse as an actor, and it's truly an attraction in itself. In here you can find many props and costumes from dozens of Mickey Mouse appearances. There is a lot to see, and it will definitely keep you occupied while you wait. Now, in terms of the pre-show and the physical ride, both are the exact same as in Florida, aside from some minor additions and some layout changes. They did, however, reanimate some of the segments, so now you don't miss as much of the action in the last two trains, but honestly, my favorite train to ride in was the third. You get to see and hear everything. Runaway Railway is now using the regular queue instead of a virtual queue, but that could change depending on the day. Oh, and on your next trip into the land, keep an eye out for Pete, because he just made his debut as a meet and greet character. How cool is that? Overall, the refreshed Mickey's Toontown along with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is ready to entertain a brand new generation of Disney fans. Number 1. I never thought I'd say this, but construction on Tron Light Cycle Run at Magic Kingdom is finally complete. April 4th is the ride's official grand opening, but over the last couple months, it has been operational with previews and soft openings. Now, I gotta say, Tron Light Cycle Run is a great addition to the ride lineup at Magic Kingdom. The park finally has a modern, high-speed coaster. The 0 to 60 miles per hour launch is exhilarating, and the Daft Punk soundtrack ties the entire experience together as you enter the grid and race the orange team. Now, there are a couple things to note about this ride. The seats are a bit constraining. So before you enter the inside portion of the queue, there is a test seat which also doubles as a photo op. Some of the trains do have 2 standard coaster seats in the back, which is also an option. When it comes to loose articles, after the pre-show, there are free lockers to store everything larger than your phone. On the ride, you can find little compartments in your seat to store smaller items. Then once you get off the ride, you can retrieve the items from the lockers. It all works really well. Now, like every single new Disney ride in the past couple years, Tron Light Cycle Run will only be operating with a virtual queue and paid Lightning Lane access. For the virtual queue, you can join at 7 a.m. before entering the park, and then at 1 p.m. when you'll need to be in the park. Now, overall, I'd say Tron is a very enjoyable coaster, but after watching it slowly be built for 5 years, I just didn't feel the same excitement as when the other new rides opened. It has nothing to do with the short ride time either. I mean, this is very common with launch coasters, and we knew it was a clone of the ride in Shanghai. I guess I just wish Disney didn't wait so long to open this, but at least it's open now. Now, have you had a chance to ride Tron Light Cycle Run? What did you think of it? And from this list, what are you looking forward to the most at the Disney parks? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.